welcome to the Doxa Conspiracy. Now, I don't really know I don't know anything about this game other than it's some kind of courtroom game, and there's memes about it. So, I guess that means it's good. I don't know. This is, you know, I don't even know the controls for the DS. This is a Nintendo DS game, by the way, so that's why it's gonna look very weird. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and begin the game, not knowing what to expect, not even knowing the controls, so I might just completely screw up. Alright, good. We made it that far. Damn it, why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. August 3rd, 9:47 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Boy, am I nervous. Right. Yeah, I don't know if my voice for that one was right, but anyway. Oh, hiya, Chief. Phew, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you. And your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean, you knew the defendant before the case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. Okay, dude, you want to help him. We get it. It's over. My life, everything, it's all over. Isn't that your client screaming over there? Yeah, that's him. Death, despair, oh. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die. It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nice name. Nick. Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me, who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. Okay. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. but I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one, which is why I took the case. To clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. Excellent. August 3rd, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 2.
The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The, defense is ready, Your Honor.
Ahem. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not?
Yeah. Yes, Your Honor, I'm, a little nervous.
Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness.
Yes, Your Honor. Hands shaking. Eyesight fading.
The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case.
Okay, I need to select my answer. It's Larry Butts, duh. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor.
Correct. Just keep your wits about you, and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name?
Ooh, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's... Wait. Uh-oh. No way, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim. Of course, I know the victim's name. I, just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the defendant's name is listed in the court record. Just touch the court record button to check it at any time, okay? Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you.
Let's hear your answer. Who is the victim in this case?
How do I touch the court record? Hold on a minute. I need to check something. I think. It's not me, it's Cindy Stone, I bet. I don't know how to do this. Okay, I'll figure that out later. You know what? It's Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone.
Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was...
hit with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object.
Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed.
Awesome. Thank you, Judge Santa Claus.
You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure.
Well then. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor?
As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was?
The murder weapon was this statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
I see. The court accepts it into evidence.
Statue added to the court record. Alright. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the oh yeah, the voice. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. Like my voice is good enough to matter anyway. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Touch the court record button to check the court record frequently.
Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Ahem. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy! We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me, ever. What's it to you anyway? Mr. Butts, when you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it lies. I don't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Passport added to the court record.
Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder.
Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude. We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I? Well, let's stop him from answering, since that's what they just said to do. My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Oof. Or, oof. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this.
Let's continue with the trial, shall we?
I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone.
Yes, quite.
Oh boy, this is so not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not? Maybe I did, and maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do? What do I do? It seems like we should go with the truth. If he went, he should say so. I know, I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. Yeah, I was there. I went.
Order. Well, Mr. Butts?
Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man, so, like, I didn't see her. Objection? Your Honor, the defendant is lying.
Lying?
He's so surprised. The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying.
Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness?
Look at him, he's so shocked. He's this old judge, and he's like, someone's lying in my court? Holy shit. How does that happen? Well, this is the first time ever since 82, and then, I don't know. Let's just go. The man who found the victim's body. Just before making the gruesome discovery, he saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime.
Order. Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit to the stand. Mr. Sawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions. Is this correct? Oh, yes. Newspapers, yes.
Mr. Sawit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder.
Witness testimony. Witness's account. I was going door to door, selling subscriptions, when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it's strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that.
Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working?
Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building.
Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout?
Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawit used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Blackout record added to the court record. Okay.
Now, Mr. Wright.
Yes, yes, Your Honor?
You may begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examination, Your Honor. All right, this is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Oh my god, again. People are just shocked anyone would lie. Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Touch the court record button and point out contradictions in the testimony. Cross-examination. Okay, he's going door to door selling subscriptions when he saw a man. What? What the hell is that? I'm very confused. I'm not sure what's going on. What if I just hold this? What's going on? Okay, I'm gonna go, Oh, I just touch it. I still don't know what to do. What the fuck? Isn't a man leaving an apartment a common sight? Okay, I did something. I find it odd you would take notice of him. I don't know, he just seemed strange to me, that's all. Like he was mad, and yet frightened at the same time. Just like a criminal fleeing the scene of a crime. The defense requests that the witness refrain from conjecture. Of course, what the witness means is that the man he saw looked suspicious. So, what happened next? I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Alright. So press seems to be tough on him. What's present? Okay, present is to present evidence, of which we have an attorney's badge for some reason. Cindy's autopsy report. Statue. Passport. Blackout record. I don't think these are helpful. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Is there any reason to contradict that? I don't think so. Thinking it's strange, I looked inside the apartment. Well, if the door was half open, he could have done that. Then I saw her lying there, a woman not moving. Dead. Okay. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I'm gonna press him on that one. So, you didn't touch anything in the apartment? Yes. I mean, no, nothing. Okay, what happened next? However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. Thought to call the police immediately. How would he know the phone wasn't working if he didn't go in to touch it? The phone in her apartment wasn't working? Yes, I mean, no, it wasn't. Right. But you said you didn't go into the apartment, or did you? Oh, that? I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on a shelf in the entranceway. I reached inside and tried using that to call. And that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next? Went to a nearby park. Went to a nearby park and found a public phone. It's out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. Okay, go. This one we can probably dispute. The time of death was definitely after that. Is there any more evidence? No, the blackout time matches up. But we can definitely present the time of death.
Objection!
You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at some time after 4 p.m. There was nobody no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time.
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sawich, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.?
Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now.
Would you care to give your testimony again?
The time of discovery. Okay. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Well, that's obviously bullshit. The power was out. The whole thing about the phone hinged on the power being out. How dumb are you?
I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right. You know what to do. I've got this one. Okay, maybe he did. Present. Blackout record.
Objection!
Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery, and this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Gah.
The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawich?
No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Wait, I remember now.
Mr. Sawich, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught.
My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body.
Very well, Mr. Sawich. Let's hear your testimony once more, please.
Hearing the time. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw.
You saw a clock? No, I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
What's the court record say? Oh, it's just this stuff. What's this say? Well, let's go back. Gladly. Hearing the time. Actually, I didn't hear the time, I saw it. Okay. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? If it was the murder weapon and on the floor, how would you know it was on a table? A table clock? Was there a clock at the scene?
This is the first I've heard of it.
Okay. Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. The murder weapon? Yes, the table clock that was used as a weapon. That's what I just said. Did you doze off in the middle of my testimony or something? Something's fishy here. That must have been what I saw. Let's press more. That strikes me as a very suspicious mistake. Yes, I can see how you'd be a little doubtful. I'm really sorry. I only just remembered that table clock.
A table clock?
What do I have that I can present? Oh, because the murder weapon isn't a clock. It's a statue the shape of the thinker. Duh. Objection. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Now how is this supposed to be a clock?
What?
You with your objections and your evidence, just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sawit. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Payne?
As the witness stated, the statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch, you just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies.
I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with his testimony now?
Yes. Your Honor, there's a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction.
Indeed.
The witness knew it was a clock because he... Well, he at least went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard.
Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sawit. The sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face.
Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock?
That day, I never... Look, the clock, I heard. No, I mean, I saw. Wah!
Shut up, I hate you.
It was him. It was him, I tell you. I saw him. He killed her, and he should
Burn, give him death. Order in the court, I say.
Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims.
Mr. Wright,
Your Honor?
you claim the sound from the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence?
The whole case is riding on this. I'd better think it through carefully. Yes, Your Honor. The sound Mr. Sweet heard was definitely this clock, a fact which is clear if you simply... Huh? What? Wait, what was the question? I guess you would try sounding the clock. Oh, sure. Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Sure, I'll save. Wait, and suspend play? I don't want to suspend play. No. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25.
That certainly is a strange way to announce the time.
Well, he is the thinker, after all.
So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 12:25.
Ack.
As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sawit, try to talk your way out of this one. Ha ha! You forgot one thing. Uh-oh, what's he talking about? Well, it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow. It proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I gonna prove that? Damn it, I was so close.
Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim.
Yes, Your Honor.
This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Soweit.
What the hell? I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. They treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slime.
Grr, I almost had him.
Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. How did I lose? Not so fast, Mr. Sweet. Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But, Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes, but that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow?
I don't know, can I?
What's the point of this? Whatever. Alright. So the statue has batteries. The victim was in Paris. I haven't done anything with that yet. Electricity was out from noon to 6. It's gotta be something to do with the fact she was in Paris. I haven't used that yet. Anything important here? She's a model. I have no idea, but I'm gonna say yes anyway, because what would I do if the answer was no? Wait, maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it.
Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim?
Of course. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off.
Let's see the evidence that proves the clock was running slow.
Oh man, which one is it? Why would it be the passport? The victim arrived home from Paris on 7:30, the day before the murder. So she was in Paris. I don't know where they are now, but in theory, did she buy the if she bought the clock in Paris, depending on where we are now, there might be a 3-hour time zone difference. So it was right at a point in time. I'm just gonna go for it. Do it. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawit? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Really? That's your big line? Mr. Did It? Yeah. What the hell was that?
Order, order, I say. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your client?
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. I have to
say I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts,
not guilty.
And with that, the court is adjourned.
Fantastic. It turns out that Frank Sawit was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house that day. When Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sawit let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sawit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Whew, I still can't believe we won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. No, I mean, bad. Bad, bad, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Oh, God. Harry Butt's innocent. Wow. Oh, this game. Thanks, I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? Movie? My treat. Oh, no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. He can just give me evidence as a present. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick and she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you just want to cry? Larry. Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me, it's okay. Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Right. Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? What is she talking about? Is it Cindy's autopsy report? I don't know. What the hell? I'm very confused. How would any of these things... I suppose if he made it for her, and she took it to Paris, which is very strange. What the hell? Which one am I supposed to pick? I don't know, this one, whatever. Here you go, Larry. Proof. It's okay, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll forget about it soon enough. Look, I'm gonna head home. Thanks a ton, eh? Guess that wasn't the right thing to show him. Whatever. Okay. Yes, I will save the game this time. Alright, well, thank you very much for watching the video. This has been the Doxic Conspiracy, and I've been playing Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. It's a very interesting game. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more of my videos, hit that subscribe button down below. I'll see you later.